I was radicalized by this video. The other day, I saw a short clip of Timothée Chalamet receiving his Oscar award. Here's a brief clip of what he said.
I know the classiest thing would be to downplay the effort that went into this role and how much this means to me, but the truth is this was 5.5 years of my life. I poured everything I had into playing this incomparable artist, Mr. Bob Dylan, and I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going.
After watching that, something in me shifted. I realized that I'd been lacking the proper mindset in all of my creative endeavors. I've been avoiding the mindset of, if I'm gonna create something, I should do it with the intent to be the best I possibly can at it. For years, I had avoided this way of thinking. I'd convinced myself that effort was enough, that as long as I was creating, writing, composing, painting, that was all that mattered. But it's not all that matters. It's actually an insult to the very thing you're doing to not attempt to be the best you can at it. Imagine a sculptor standing in front of a block of marble. Inside that marble is a form waiting to be uncovered, to be quite literally pulled from within the stone. But instead of carving carefully, intentionally, the sculptor just says, whatever this turns into is fine. At least I'm creating something. He doesn't push himself. He doesn't pour over the marble with every fiber of his being. The result? A half-formed shape, a great could-have-been piece of stone. Not because he lacked skill, but because he lacked respect for the process, for the potential, for what the work deserved. And the truth is, a lot of us do this. We sit down to create something, and instead of treating it like it matters, we go through the motions. We act like simply creating something is enough. But is that really what we want? To finish something and say, well, at least I made it, rather than, I gave this everything I had? Creativity demands respect, and if we don't approach it with the intent to do our absolute best, we aren't respecting the thing we're making. Greatness has nothing to do with size. It's easy to confuse greatness with scale. There are plenty of massive creative endeavors that are great, and there are even more massive creative endeavors that are not great. Great doesn't mean big. It doesn't mean expensive or famous or widely known. It means fully realized. It means you made something with intent, with care, with the effort required to make it as good as it can be. A pencil sketch can be great. An acoustic song can be great. A 90-second short film can be great. A sentence, a melody, a frame of animation, any of it can be great if it's made with the right mindset. And the mindset is this: I owe it to the thing I'm making to try to be the best at it. Not in comparison to others, not in a competitive sense. Even Timothée Chalamet admits this. He says, I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. And that's true. We all are in a subjective business, but we all should be in pursuit of greatness. There's a reason we admire certain artists, certain films, certain books. The things that stand out, the things that stick, aren't just the ones made by the most talented people. They're made by the ones who developed their talents and cared the most. The people who sat down and worked like they owed their work their full attention. The people who don't just passively create, but actively create. Who don't just create to have something to show for it, but create because they are actually communicating something. And that's the real difference. Passive creativity is doing something because you like it, because it's fun, because it's a nice way to spend your time. That's good, but it's half done. Active creativity is different. It's not just messing around, not just hoping something turns out well, but knowing that if I'm putting the time into it, I'm putting everything into it. Because the alternative, the casual, whatever happens, happens approach isn't just lazy, it's disrespectful.